Welcome everyone. In this video, we are going to learn how we can pass arguments to function. So there are four ways. One is function with no return types and no arguments, function with return type and no arguments, functions with no return type and with arguments, and functions with return type and with arguments. So we will be discussing all these four types in our videos, but for this video we are just going to learn about the first type, which is function with no return type and no argument. These are the programs that we will go through to find a sum of two numbers, to find a factorial of a number, area of a circle, average of three numbers, and whether a number is odd or even. So if any program is given, you should be able to write it using function with no return type and no arguments after going through all these. Let's go to DevC++ and start with the first program. So the first program is to find out the sum of two numbers. This is the most easiest program to do. That is the first program that we usually do in C programming. So now all of we know how to perform addition of two numbers. Just this time we are going to do it with the help of a function with no return type and no argument. So what will be the output of the program? Enter two numbers, suppose 3 and 4. So sum is 7. This is our output. So now let's write down the program. So first will be hash include stdio.h. Now we need to write down the function declaration first. Now this function is having no return type and no arguments. If there is no return type, we will write down void. Then give some name for the function, any valid identifier name, let it be add. Now since no arguments, so this one will be empty. This is called function declaration, and we write it immediately after writing the header file, and it is going to end with a semicolon. So this is our function declaration. Now we are going to write down main. Now inside main, we are going to call the function. So for the function call, we are simply going to write this part as it is. Whatever is written here, same thing we need to write here. Keep in mind the function name should be same, otherwise it is not going to work. Okay, so this is your function call. Now outside main, we are going to write down the function definition. So function definition is also, we will write down exactly what we write in the function declaration, just no semicolon here. And here we are going to write down the code. We are going to write down the code for addition of two numbers. We have already done it. So how many variables we need? A, B and maybe C. So printf, enter two numbers, scanf, %d, comma, ampersand A, comma, ampersand B. And then we are going to perform the addition A plus B. Now we are going to display the sum, which is sum is %d. We are simply going to write down C. So that's it. Okay, let us delete this part, save it, give some name, and then just run it. Run and compile. So enter two numbers, let it be 3 plus 5. So the answer is 8. Sum is 8. So this is how we write down a program using no return type and no argument. First function declaration, inside main we call the function, then outside main we write down the function definition. So the next program that I'm going to explain is to find out the factorial of a number. Now what will be the output? Enter a number, suppose 3. So what is the factorial of 3? Factorial is 3 into 2 into 1, which is 6. So this is my output. So basically no return type. So my return type here I'll be writing void. Now I need to write the function name to find out the factorial. So while writing the function name, it should depict what you are trying to do. It is not compulsory, but it is a good idea. So I'll be finding the factorial. So let me write down the name of my function as factorial. No arguments. So this part will be empty. then it will end with a semicolon. Now from inside the main, I'm going to call this function, so I'll just copy it and paste it here. Okay, I'll be calling the function here. Now whatever I have written here for function definition, again outside the main, I'm going to write it like this. Now here no semicolon, in definition no semicolon is there, so just omit this part, because here I'll be writing the code to find out the factorial of a number. So what is the code? How many variables we need? We have already done it earlier in earlier videos. So I'll be needing to find out the factorial of a number, and for result let it be fact equal to 1. Why 1? I have already explained it earlier in the videos. You can go and check out in the loop sections. There this program is there. So enter a number. Here I am not going to explain how we are finding the factorial of a number. In this video I'll just teach you how you can write function to perform any task. Okay, scanf. So here I am simply writing the code to find out the factorial of a number. Now to find out the factorial of a number, if I use for loop, I'll be needing one more variable, let it be I, to keep a track of how many times the loop is to run. So loop is to run for how many times? From I equal to 1 till I less than equal to number, I plus plus. And what is the code? Fact equal to fact to I. Then result is printf factorial is percentage d, comma, which variable is having the answer? Fact. Then close it. So let's delete this part. So this is my program. Let's run it. Enter a number, suppose 6. So factorial of 6 is 720. Next program is to find out the area of a circle. So what is the output? So output will be enter. What is the formula to find out the area of a circle? It is pi r square. So pi value is 3.14, and the value of radius, that is we just need the value of radius, so we will just multiply 3.14 into radius. So that's our program. So no return type, so it will be void. Then here I need to find out the area, so let me write down the name of my function as area. No arguments, so this is going to be empty. Now I'm going to call this function from inside the main. Now again this part I'll just copy for the definition. Okay, and this part I'm going to just delete, because here I'll be writing my code to find out the area of a circle. So what we need, what are the variables we need? One variable for the radius and one more variable to display the area, let it be result. Okay, so printf enter the radius, scanf percentage d, comma, ampersand radius. It will be a good idea if I make the result as float, because obviously 3.14 if I multiply, it is going to be a floating number. So let's make it float. Now I'm going to write down the formula. So what is the formula? 3.14 into radius into radius. Now I'm going to display the result. So area is percentage f I'll give, because the area is floating point number, and res is having the result. Just give semicolon, save it, and then now I'm going to run it. So when you run it, give some value. So when you run it, you are going to get the result as area is in floating point number, you are going to get the area. The next program that I'm going to discuss is to find out the average of three numbers. So this is also simple, no return type, no arguments. So just change the name of the function. I'm trying to find out the average, so let it be average. Then simply copy this one for the function call. Then for the function definition, this part without the semicolon. and here just delete it. We are going to write down the code to find out the average of three numbers. So A, B, C, and for the result maybe we can use B. So printf, enter three numbers. Scanf, how many percentage D will be writing? 3, 1, 2, 3. First percentage D for the first number, second percentage D for the second number, and third percentage D for the third number. And simply compute the result. A plus B plus C whole divided by 3. Now if you want this value to be in floating point number, then you can make B floating point. So let it be float B. Then printf, average is percentage F, which variable D, semicolon. Save it and then run it. So enter three numbers 4, 6, 2. So the average is 4. So the last program that I'm going to discuss in this video is to find out whether a number is odd or even using function with no return type, no arguments. So I need to check odd or even. So let the name be odd. You can give even also, it's up to you. Just give some valid function name. Copy it, paste it. Again copy this part and then paste it here. And then you just need to delete this part. Now what you need to write down the code to check whether a number is odd or not. So int only I need the number, then printf, enter the number. So how do you know that a number is odd or even? If the number is divisible by 2, it is even, otherwise it is. So if this number is divisible by 2, so this is the code, that is I will divide this number by 2 and find out the remainder. This is modulo symbol is to find out the remainder. So if the remainder is equal to 0, what you are going to write? Printf percentage D is even. So what is percentage D? The number. Okay, fine. And then else, this is the if part, else we are going to write else if this condition is false. So if this number is not divisible by 2, it means that it is even. So percentage, sorry, odd. The percentage D is odd. Here I'll just give the number. Then close it. So all this under the function definition. Save it. Go to execute, compile and run. Okay, there is some mistake. Let me check. Okay, I have not given the scanf part. Let me give the scanf percentage D, comma, ampersand number. Let's save it again and then run it. So enter a number. Suppose let me give one odd number. Number is odd. Similarly, if you give a even number, the answer will come as even. So this is the program. So you can take any program you want and then you can apply function with no return type and no arguments and do it in this fashion. Function declaration should be present, function call should be present, and function definition should be present. Thank you.